Welcome to the Fiscal Philosophy YouTube channel. Big things playing out today with Medical Properties Trust. I just got alerted to a specific news item, and it involves the ownership of the company by a very, very large investor. We've discussed this previously on the channel, and without much further ado, I'm going to get into what we're looking at. So, Daniel Yet, who back in the fall of 2024 bought about 6.2% of the shares of Medical Properties Trusts, now has accumulated enough shares to be at 8.69% ownership of the real estate investment trust. So he has accumulated literally millions more shares in the time since the last filing. What does this mean? Well, it means that, if anything, his confidence has increased as far as whatever it was he looked at that triggered him to buy that initial 6.2% of the company. Now he is an extremely large shareholder. Now, if he got in when this thing dipped below, like if he added a lot of these shares when this thing dipped below $4 a little bit earlier, a few weeks ago, well, he's definitely sitting pretty with a very attractive cost basis. And personally, if I was a short seller, I would be ishing bricks right about now, because people like this, with making this substantial of an investment, they don't just do it for nothing, and they don't do it to lose or waste money. The other factor at play here is, of course, the short interest. We are still at 42% short. However, if you'll notice from the last time we discussed short interest on the channel here, the number of shares sold short is actually down from 230 million down to 215 million. This could be an indication that either some retail shorters gave up and got out, maybe ones who got in late to the party, or it could mean that smart money shorts have started to slowly unwind their short positions in anticipation of what may be on the horizon here. Which, if that happens and this goes vertical line, whoever is left holding the bag on the short side is going to get burned to the ground. And I've got to say, nothing would bring a bigger smile to my face.
Just saying that gave me a semi.
Now, with all this being said, yes, I am feeling extremely optimistic about where the direction is pointing right now on this, but I'm not one to necessarily prematurely count all my chickens. We have a volatile situation in the market overall, with inflation coming in a little hot today. The Fed, potentially as a result of that, maybe we can't count on any more rate cuts this year. And if we can, if there are, there's probably not going to be that many, and they're probably not going to come till quite a bit later. They're going to probably be fluid, play it by ear, etc., with regards to being reactionary to inflation more so than anything else. We still have debt coming up that needs to be refinanced later on, especially 2026. That's the big nut, so to speak. And of course, there's also the Prospect bankruptcy, their Chapter 11. Granted, it's small in comparison and scale to the Steward bankruptcy, but we still don't have a total resolution yet, so we don't know what the full financial impact might be. Though we're hopeful that value will be preserved for shareholders. Hopeful, optimistic, maybe cautiously optimistic, though. So there's all those factors up in the air here at play. But what we do know is the people with the big bucks, like Daniel Yet, seems like they've got some kind of idea that things are going to play out in favor of shareholders at some point. People that I personally talk to that will say have a good amount of experience in the stock market seem to tend to agree with that assessment. The short thesis, remember, guys, was that this is a zero and uninvestable. As time goes on, we seem to be proving more and more that it's not a zero, as MPT continues to manage their debt to whatever extent they need to in order to not go into any kind of default or anything like that. So that's where we're at with it. Earnings is going to be on Wednesday the 19th, I believe. And if that is correct, I'll double check. But I will attempt to cover it live on the channel. Once again, if you made it to the end, I'd like to thank you and remind you to please like and subscribe to help me out with the algorithm. My Discord is linked in the description. And you can catch me Saturday at PM Eastern Cash Lookings Live. Follow my Twitter, all that good stuff. There is an ongoing hearing right now for the prospect case. So cutting the video a little short today so that I can catch up on what's going on there. And hopefully more or less good news for us. Talk to you later. Have a good one.